Let me ask you something simple. Do you want success? Do you want the freedom, the respect, the rewards most people dream about? Of course you do. But here's the truth. Few are willing to hear. Success is not a gift. It is not a lottery. Music. It is not reserved for the talented, the lucky, or the connected. Success follows one simple principle. Effort, not once, not sometimes, music, but every single day. It is the person who works harder than anyone else, who reads when others rest, who practices when others quit, who faces the difficult tasks when others' music delay. That person rises, that person achieves, that person becomes unstoppable. In this speech, you're about to discover how to work harder than anyone else and create a life that most people only dream of. Music. Let me tell you something simple. Hard work is powerful, but not all hard work is equal. Some people work smart, but very few people work harder than anyone else. And that makes all the difference. Here's music, the truth. Most people settle for average. They arrive on time. They do what's asked. They meet expectations. But meeting expectations never leads to greatness. It leads to music mediocrity. Extraordinary results are reserved for those who push further, those who work longer, those who endure when others quit. Music, those who embrace effort as their ally, not their enemy. Success is predictable. Music. It's not luck and it's not magic. It's hard work and discipline. When you outwork everyone around you, you gain an unfair advantage. Even if you start at the same place. Music, even if resources are limited, even if the world seems against you, hard work compounds. Relentless effort multiplies ability. Every hour you invest in growth builds momentum. Think about it. Two people start with the same skills, the same education, the same opportunity. One works harder than everyone else. The other does the minimum. Who do you think rises faster? Music. Who gets recognized? Who creates the life most people only dream about? It's predictable. The answer is clear. Music. Now, let's go deeper. Hard work is not just physical. Music. It is mental. It is emotional. It is spiritual. Working harder means showing up when others sleep, learning when others relax, practicing when others play, persisting when others quit. This builds more than skills. It builds character. It builds confidence. Music. It builds unstoppable momentum. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Discipline multiplies effort. Effort multiplies results. And results, music, feed self-belief. When you work harder than anyone else, the world begins to notice. Opportunities appear. Doors open. People trust you. Why? Because effort is visible. Hard work cannot be hidden. It stands out. It commands music respect. But here's the challenge. Working harder is not glamorous. It is early mornings. It is late nights. It is focus when everyone else is distracted. It is doing music what must be done even when you don't feel like it. Most people avoid effort. They look for shortcuts. They complain about the difficulty. They wait for motivation. But winners, they do what others, music, refuse. They embrace difficulty. They persist. They grow. And over time, the difference is staggering. Here is music, something powerful. Working harder than anyone else multiplies results 5 times. It's not exaggeration. It's mathematics of effort. If you dedicate 1 hour more per day to learning, practicing, or producing, that hour compounds into months than years. 1 hour more per day becomes 30 hours per month, 360 hours per year. Enough to master skills most people spend a lifetime chasing. Consistency is the secret. Persistence is the key. Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. Work harder than anyone else, and the results are inevitable. The market rewards effort. Life rewards those who go the extra mile. Success favors those who refuse to quit. So today, make this decision. Decide to work harder than everyone, music else. Show up when it's easier to sleep. Do the tasks others avoid. Music. Learn when others waste time. Push when others rest. Because this is how ordinary people become extraordinary. Because this is how dreams turn into reality. Because this is how you create a life that is 5 times better than anyone else expects. Remember, music, hard work is not punishment. It is opportunity. It is power. It is freedom. Music, work harder than anyone else. Multiply your effort. Boost your results. And watch your life transform in ways most people music can't imagine. Leadership is more than a title. It is more than authority. It is more than giving orders. True leadership is earned. Music. It is demonstrated. It is shown in action. And nothing demonstrates leadership better than effort. Think about it. The person who leads by example sets the standard. They arrive music early. They leave late. They do what others avoid. Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. Leadership without effort is meaningless. Music. Words without action are empty. Expecting results from others while giving less than your best is the path to failure. The team watches. Music. Every action is observed. Every effort is noted, and every shortcut is remembered. If you want others to work hard, music, you must first work harder than anyone else. Here's the truth. People don't follow because you demand it. They follow because you inspire it. And inspiration comes from action. It comes from doing what is difficult. It comes from showing up when others stay home. It comes from carrying more than your share. Music leadership is not a position. It is a behavior, and hard work is its foundation. Imagine a team meeting. Everyone complains. Everyone waits for instructions. Everyone does music the minimum. Then the leader arrives first in the door. Focused, prepared, working harder than anyone else. Suddenly, the room, music changes. People pay attention. Energy rises. Effort spreads. Why? Because leadership is contagious. Effort is contagious. Hard work, music sets the rhythm for everyone else. The major key to your better future is you. When you lead by music example, you elevate the standard. You create a culture of excellence. You transform mediocrity into ambition. True leaders also endure. They stay when music others leave. They persist when others quit. They handle challenges music while others complain. Because every challenge is an opportunity. Every obstacle is music a test. And every task completed under pressure shows the team what is possible. If you want your team to excel, show them how it's done. Not with words, not with pep talks, with action. Here's the music principle. The hardest worker on the team always sets the pace. It doesn't matter if you are CEO, manager, music, or new employee. It doesn't matter if the task is glamorous or mundane. Effort speaks louder than titles. People respect those who deliver. They admire those who push. They follow those who never settle. Leadership through effort, music, also builds credibility. When the team sees you consistently give your best, they trust your judgment. They follow your direction. They imitate your habits. And over time, your influence grows. Not because you demanded it, not because of your position, but because your work proves your value. But there's a cost. Being the hardest worker, music, requires sacrifice. It requires discipline. It requires persistence. You must resist comfort. You must resist shortcuts. You must resist the temptation to do just enough. Because leadership is tested music in the trenches, and only those willing to sweat, struggle, and persist will earn the right to lead. Let me give you one more truth. Leadership is not about being popular. It is about being respected, and respect is earned. Music through effort. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. The disciplined leader sets the standard. The disciplined leader motivates through action. The disciplined music leader turns effort into influence and influence into music results. So today, ask yourself, are you leading by example? Are you the first to arrive and the last to leave? Are you willing to do what others avoid? Are you setting a pace that inspires your team? If not, start music now. Be visible in your effort. Be consistent in your discipline. Be relentless in your work ethic. Because when you lead by example, you don't just achieve results. You multiply the results of everyone around you. You create a team that works harder, smarter, music, and better. And that, my friends, is the true power of leadership. Let's be honest. Music working harder than anyone else is not easy. It is uncomfortable. It is demanding. It is music relentless. Most people shy away from this discomfort. Most people choose comfort. Most people choose music easy, but those who outwork everyone, they think differently. They act differently. They live differently. First, they see opportunity where others see obstacles. A problem is never a reason to quit. It is a reason to grow. A challenge is not punishment. It is a test. And tests reveal who is willing to rise. Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. This is the mindset of the extraordinary. They embrace difficulty. They seek growth. They thrive in situations where most people falter. Music. Second, they focus on long-term gains, not short-term comfort. Music. Most people quit because it is hard today. Most people settle because success is not instant. But those who outwork everyone, they understand the law of compounding effort. Music. Every hour they invest now pays exponential dividends later. Reading when others rest. Music. Practicing when others play. Learning when others are distracted. These small decisions, music, repeated consistently multiply into massive success. Third, they reject music excuses. I'm too tired. I don't have the resources. The timing isn't right. These words never come from those who outwork everyone. Music. They understand that circumstances are not guarantees. Results are created by action, not by music conditions. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Their bridge music is built daily, brick by brick, hour by hour, decision by decision. Fourth, music. They measure themselves by their effort, not by others' opinion. It is easy to compare. It is music easy to envy. It is easy to be discouraged. But the person who outworks everyone, they look inward. Music. They focus on improvement. They compete with their own yesterday. Every day, music is an opportunity to be better. Every day is a chance to raise the bar. They know that their worth is music, proven through action. Fifth, they embrace consistency over inspiration. Most people wait for motivation. They wait for the perfect mood. They wait for the ideal moment. But outworkers know something simple. Motivation is fleeting. Discipline is lasting. They show up every day. Even when tired, even when discouraged, even when the results are invisible, consistency compounds, effort accumulates. Music and success becomes inevitable. Finally, they understand the value of sacrifice. Sleep may be delayed. Music. Social life may be limited. Comfort may be postponed. All for the sake of mastery, all for the sake of growth, all for the sake of creating a life most people only dream of. The major key to your better future is music you. They take full responsibility for their effort. They own the process. They control what they can control. No blaming, no excuses, only action. Let me, music, tell you this. The mindset of outworking everyone is simple, but it is not easy. It requires courage. It requires focus. It requires relentless persistence. But here's the reward. Those who adopt this mindset, music, they don't just achieve more. They become more. They grow stronger. They earn respect. They create opportunity. Because the world always rewards those willing to do what others refuse. So today, ask yourself, do you think like someone who outworks everyone? Do you embrace challenges? Do you reject excuses? Do you focus on consistent effort? If not, start today. Commit to effort that exceeds the norm. Music. Think differently, act relentlessly, and over time, you will leave the crowd behind. The person who outworks everyone is unstoppable. They are unstoppable not because they are luckier, but because they are better prepared, better disciplined, and better committed. Working hard is important, but working hard without direction is wasted energy. To truly outwork everyone, you must master your craft. You must turn effort into music skill. You must take hard work and make it purposeful. Formal education will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune. This is the principle of mastery. Most people work, but few music improve. They put in hours, but stay average. They repeat the same actions without reflection. They expect results without growth. But mastery is different. Mastery requires focus. Mastery music requires discipline. Mastery requires deliberate practice. Every hour you spend learning, refining, and improving is an investment in yourself. The difference between an average worker and a top performer, music, is not time. It is how the time is used. Here's music, the truth. Skill grows through effort repeated consistently. Hard work builds stamina. Deliberate effort, music builds competence. Focus builds expertise. If you show up and just go through the motions, you'll stay average. If you show up and push yourself beyond comfort, music, you'll grow. You'll develop abilities that others envy. You'll become someone who produces results effortlessly. Think about a craftsman, a piano player, a carpenter, an athlete. They don't improve by accident. They train relentlessly. They analyze every mistake. They push the limits of their craft daily. And over time, their hard work compounds. Music. Their skill becomes extraordinary. The same principle applies to business, to writing, to leadership, to any pursuit that matters. Hard work alone gives effort. Music. Hard work plus skill gives dominance. Work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Music. Invest in yourself. Learn, read, practice, observe, music, ask questions. Turn every task into a learning opportunity. Turn every challenge into a chance to improve. And here's the secret. Those who master their craft, they do music more with less effort. They produce results faster. They innovate. They adapt because skill multiplies effort. Music effort multiplied by skill equals extraordinary results. This is how ordinary people become exceptional. This is how hard work turns into mastery. This is how discipline becomes achievement. Now consider your daily routine. Are you simply music working hard, or are you working smart and mastering music your craft? The world is filled with busy people. Few are focused. Few refine their skills daily. Be the exception. Be the person who outworks and out-earns everyone else. Be the person who turns effort into music excellence. Remember, mastery takes time. It takes patience. It takes relentless effort. But every hour spent improving yourself is an hour invested in your future. Don't just work harder, work smarter, work intentionally, work toward mastery. And over time, your skill, your confidence, and your results will multiply 5 times, 10, music times, 100 times over. Because those who master their craft don't, music, just succeed. They dominate, they lead, they inspire. Music. Now it all comes together. You've learned to work harder. You've embraced effort. You've led by example. You've outworked everyone. You've mastered your craft. And now the reward, music, appears. Let me be clear. The reward is not instant. It is music, not flashy. It does not arrive because someone promised it. The reward comes because effort compounds music over time. Because discipline multiplies results. Because persistence turns struggle into success. Success is predictable. It's not luck and it's not magic. It's hard work and discipline. Those who work harder than anyone else, they experience life differently. They rise above mediocrity. They earn respect naturally. They gain opportunity others can't even see. Effort builds momentum. Every early morning, every late night, every extra hour, music pushes you forward. At first, the progress seems small, barely noticeable. But consistent effort turns a trickle into a stream into music, a river into a flood of opportunity. Momentum rewards the persistent. It punishes the idle. When you outwork everyone, you know your worth. You trust your ability. You see yourself capable of more than anyone imagined. Confidence is not given. It is earned. And nothing earns it faster than working harder than anyone else. The more effort you invest in yourself, the less you depend on luck, the less you depend on others. You gain autonomy, you gain options, you gain control over your destiny. Work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Hard work buys freedom, effort buys opportunity. Persistence buys choice. When you consistently show up, push harder, and produce more. Music, doors open. People notice, trust builds, connections strengthen. Chance favors the prepared. You don't wait for opportunity, you create it. Those who outwork everyone leave a mark. They influence others. They inspire. Music. They build more than success. They build standards. Their story is remembered. Their effort, music, becomes the example, and those who follow see what is possible. But here's the music, final truth. The reward is not just what you gain. The reward is who you become. You become music disciplined. You become resilient. You become unstoppable. You become the kind of person, music, who thrives when others quit. The kind of person who wins when others wait. The kind of person who achieves what most people only dream of. Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. That is the ultimate reward. Not money, not recognition, not comfort, but transformation. A better you, a stronger you, a relentless you. So today, make this music choice. Work harder than anyone else. Push when it's hard. Persist when it's uncomfortable. Learn when it's inconvenient. Lead by example every step of the way. And I promise, music, you this. Your life will never be the same. Your results will multiply. Music. Your confidence will grow. Your opportunities will expand. And the world will recognize music you because hard work is always rewarded. The only question, music, is, will you be the one who earns it? And so, my friends, it all comes down to one simple truth. Music. Success belongs to those who are willing to work harder than anyone else. Not just for a day, not just for music a week, but consistently, relentlessly. Remember this, every extra hour you put in, every task you tackle when others rest, every challenge you face when others quit, it compounds. It music multiplies. It separates you from the crowd. Your effort is your leverage. Your discipline is your advantage. Your persistence is your power. Success is predictable. It's not music luck and it's not magic. It's hard work and discipline. So go music ahead, rise earlier, push further, learn faster, do more than anyone expects, and watch music the results unfold. Because the person who works harder than anyone else is unstoppable. They are the one who achieves dreams. They are the one who leaves a mark. Now go out there and make it happen.